Greetings, patrons of the hen's tooth and aficionados of the theatre, past, present, and potential. I am Cedric Moncrief, and I am here on behalf of the Music Hall Royale to exhort you to attend this first Friday of October at 7:30, Pip Emma, the world premiere of The Mystery of Edwin Drood, in which I essay the role of Reverend Septimus Crisparkle. He is a bit of an odd duck, so clearly a stretch for me, but one always must make the most of what one's given.
Hi, I'm Pandora Beatrix, and I play Cedric Moncrief, playing Reverend Crisparkle, in The Mystery of Edwin Drood, showing the first 2 weekends of October 2024 at Star of the Day Event Productions in Emmaus, Pennsylvania. I'm here for much the same reason as Cedric, though I will be handling any anachronistic bits and also clearing up any mild inaccuracies that Cedric may introduce. For example, this is not the world premiere of the show. Since its debut production by the Public Theater at the New York Shakespeare Festival in 1985, The Mystery of Edwin Drood has been produced many times by both professional and community theaters. However, in the meta context, each of our performances is in fact the Royale's premiere performance of Drood, and thus any terrible mistakes that may happen should be presumed to be diegetic. Anyway, back to Cedric.
As habitual readers among you may already be aware, The Mystery of Edwin Drood is a novel which was being penned and published by Mr. Charles Dickens in 1 shilling instalments. Alas, when he had just completed the 6th of these, God saw fit to call him home, and the work remained tragically uncompleted. Our stage adaptation is broadly faithful to the source material. The characters are intriguing and represent a broad cross-section of society and humanity, as befits a work of Dickens. The plot is perplexing, as befits a mystery. Now, do not be alarmed. We are well aware of the tastes and predilections of the Royale's customary clientele, and I assure you, the show is a musicale, with sufficient dramatic interludes to stitch it together. The songs are quite good. I confidently wager that should you attend, once you leave the theatre, you will have one or more of these songs in your head or on your lips.
Essentially accurate, though the broadly faithful bit is appropriately vague. The show within a show that is based on Charles Dickens' characters and plot is ostensibly played for drama, though in an extremely tongue-in-cheek manner befitting the Victorian music hall that the meta show is set in. The songs are, in fact, ridiculously good. The original Broadway production won 5 Tonys, including, for the first time in history, Best Book, Score, and Musical for a show written entirely by one person. It has happened only a few times since, and you'd recognize all of those shows and those names. Go look it up. But while Rupert Holmes, the creator, has done many things since, I think still some people might best recognize him as the person who wrote a pop song called Escape, which most people would not recognize by that name because, well, A, it was on the radio in 1979, but also because most people would know it instead as the Pina Colada song. If you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain, yeah, that song. 5 Tonys. Don't you want to come just to try to figure out how that happened?
But what, you ask, of the incomplete story? Well, there lies a twist. Indeed. You see, once our show reaches the point at which Mr. Dickens provided no further plot, then the unresolved loose threads, the resolution, will be voted upon by the audience itself, and we shall do our best to stitch all of those together into a harmonious cloth, and then perform a climax and a denouement that meets your collective preferences.
Yes, really. The remainder of the show is performed with different songs and lyrics depending on the audience's votes. And not just that, I have been moderately obsessed with this show for decades, and I myself only learned quite recently that apparently the result of the vote for murderer, should it be decided a murder in fact occurred, is told only to the actor who will themselves reveal that information in the show itself, and not to the rest of the cast until it comes out on stage about 7 seconds before the chosen murderer then has to sing a solo. So that should be fun, right?
This production's guest artiste is the often discussed Miss Alice Nutting. It has been quite an experience working beside her, and I have learned so much about her. Of course, the regular company of the Royale ever strives to give full and fair measure in exchange for your price of admission. Admittedly, your price of admission is quite low, so this is not that difficult, but I assure you that moderately more than half of our number ever drive themselves to go above and beyond your expectations for an evening's entertainment, and this production shall be no different.
Despite Cedric's hedging, in reality, the cast and crew of this show are having a blast with each other and are going all out to do the material justice and to make it an experience to remember. I am delighted to be working with each and every one of them for my first production, but not last if I can help it, of my favorite show of all time. Should you decide to come see us, and full well aware we are how thankful we all should be, you won't regret it. Evening 7:30 performances are October 4th, 5th, 11th, and 12th. Sunday 3 p.m. matinees are October 6th and 13th. Tickets are on sale now, and links to purchase them can be found at staroftheday.org. As for Cedric and I...
So, to sum up, I believe that, presuming you already possess the means and the opportunity, I have provided you with sufficient motive to attend. I trust that you shall all join me there, and together we will be
off to the races!